My name is Elverage Allen. I am an ex-athlete. I played football in high school, college, enjoy working out. I'm currently a media professional and enjoy life. Like some guys, I was very conscientious about getting my PSA exams. First started out annually over a decade ago, and went very, very regularly to get my PSA test. In January of 2020, I had a routine PSA test, and my urologist told me that my levels were elevated. And I remember him having a troubled look on his face. So he was very troubled by that and said, I think we ought to do a biopsy. I was getting my test done at a clinic out by where I live. And when he said, let's get a biopsy, I said, it's time for Northwestern. So I came I consulted with my doctor here at Northwestern, my general physician, and requested a referral for the surgeon here to do the biopsy. He gave me Dr. Kundu, and went and had the biopsy done. My wife was with me, and the test came back positive for prostate cancer, which was not good news. Well, the Lurie Cancer Center and Northwestern Medicine, just in my mind, emote a high level of professionalism. The staff here is extremely knowledgeable. In terms of the podcast that we're doing, the decision process was somewhat unconventional. I am a media professional. I've been in advertising sales for over 30 years. And when I got this prostate cancer diagnosis, when we got this prostate cancer diagnosis, it's obviously life-changing. And it knocks you off your square, so to speak. And we went through the surgical process, we went through the recovery process, and what we learned was that there were certain things that we experienced that no one had talked about. My wife said to me, since you're a media professional and we have this prostate experience and we're going through these things that people just don't talk about, let's start a podcast. I think you should start a podcast, she said, and share our experience with other people. That way we can help other people address some of these issues that don't get talked about. Like, when you're in recovery from prostate cancer, guys, you're going to be wearing Depends. But they don't talk to you about that. And the catheter experience that you have. I never remember talking to my dad or anybody else about prostate cancer or anything like that. And so what we wanted to do is just open up the dialogue to talk about these traditionally difficult subjects, but to talk about them in a way that would make people comfortable and even smile, at some of the experiences. We had my personal surgeon on, Dr. Kundu. Matter of fact, we had him on recently, and he talked about we called it from a surgeon's perspective. So he really got into the details of, what is a prostate, and what does it do, and really the technical perspective of a surgeon. Then We had Dr. Adam Murphy from Northwestern Medicine and Lurie Cancer Center. We had him on. He does a lot of community outreach, and so the episode with him was specifically about Black men and prostate cancer, because in addition to being a urologist, he is a researcher, and his specialty is his special area of research is Black men and cancer.
One of the things that I've learned from the podcast is you kind of think that you're alone, as the spouse. And I just learned so much more from listening to other prostate cancer survivors when they talk about their wives. And we've had couples on, and we had this amazing couple. I think they were out of prostate cancer for maybe 40 years. And she talked about the diet, the foods, how some men didn't even allow their wives to talk about it or tell friends or family that they actually had prostate cancer.
I do have some advice for the prostate cancer patient who's going through treatment. The advice that I would give them is, number one, be positive. Fear is a natural feeling, but don't let that fear turn into dismay.
Now, I would just say you're going to have good and bad days. Some days you're going to be like, oh, wow, is this really happening to me? And then other days it's going to be like, okay, it happened to me, and I'm going to beat it. I'm going to be fine. So that's a natural reaction, good and bad days, and just really too having a true support system, that's important.
We can't leave without saying thank you to the Lurie Cancer Center, to Northwestern Medicine, to, I'm getting emotional.
I know, me too. Dr. Kundu, yeah. Yeah.
I'll finish in a minute. So, this is a tough experience, but it's very comforting to know that there's a facility like the Lurie Cancer Center and Northwestern Medicine in our lives that have helped us through this process. And we're just very thankful.
Yes.
I practiced this all last night. Whew.
Needless to say, we love Northwestern. And
the Lurie Cancer
Lurie Cancer Center. We do. We're grateful, very thankful.